Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we are going to be talking about the top 5 tanks that new players decide to pick in World of Tanks Blitz as soon as they download the game. They go into the tech tree and they're like, what tank should I go for? And this is, of course, my personal opinion. Over the years, I've seen a lot of noobs go for specifically these tanks, and we're going to be talking about that in this video. So at number 5, I'm definitely going to be putting the IS-7/IS-4. It's either going to be one of these two tanks, but more commonly, I feel like it's the IS-7. A lot of Russian players usually come into the game and they're like, what motherland tank should I play? And they think about it and they're either like the IS-4 or the IS-7. If they didn't watch YouTube tutorials, they would definitely go for the IS-4, and then they would have to grind the stock ST1 and pretty much want to kill themselves afterwards. Therefore, most players would definitely try and go for the IS-7, especially because, it has the KV-1 in its line, of course, and then you get the KV-1S, and then you get the IS-2. So overall, it's just a fun line, and then you get an IS-3, which is a classic. So a lot of people are like, yeah, I'll go for the IS-7 because the gun is sturdy enough, the armor is great all around, the turret, the sides, the front, it's superb, the mobility is also good, it's a jack of all trades, well, mostly, therefore players are like, yeah, I'll go for the IS-7. It makes perfect sense, and then they load into their first game, and then they get their ammunition absolutely wrecked. So they get ammo racked, and they cry in the corner. That's basically the story of that IS-7 player who decides to, try and get this tank initially. Afterwards, of course, we have the other side of the spectrum, and that is the German tank lovers. They're like, yeah, German tanks are the best. Tiger 2 is the best. I need to get a German. And they see the Tiger 1, and then they see the Tiger 2 in the same tech tree, and they're like, yep, I'm going for this one. I'm going for this one. I need the Tiger. I need the Tiger. And then they end up at the E75, and they're like, I don't know what this is. And of course, they see the E100 and they try and go for that as well. The E100 is, of course, a very good tank, don't get me wrong, just like the IS-7. But then again, I understand why it's appealing to newer players or noobs. It just makes perfect sense. It's a good tank, good alpha, decent mobility for its size, and decent armor. Overall, perfectly good tank to go for. But it's just funny the way people, choose these tanks, right? Of course, now we get to the big boys, and that is definitely going to be the FV215B 183. These are for those people who already sort of have their first two heavy tanks, being the IS-7 and E100, and then they're like, I want something fun, so why not go for a British tank? And they go for the Death Star because of its alpha. Nothing else. A lot of people seem to enjoy trying to get this tank at the very beginning without really trying to diversify their gameplay. A lot of noobs have this tank. A lot of bots play this tank as well. They just load into the game and they just want to get that one HESH shell on you. Even if you have like 600, 700 HP left, and they could just AP shot you. No, they're going to load that HESH shell on purpose in order to try and get a shot on you, and then they won't pen, and they only do 400 damage onto your face, and then they cry because they die very quickly. I have seen this so many times where I'm a one-shot for the enemy Death Star with an AP shell, but they decide to sort of ignore it. Again, this is typical for one of these newer players to do because this is their behavior, right? On the other side of the spectrum, we again have the same German lovers who are like, yep, German tanks are superior, German tanks are the best, the Wunderwaffe is the best. After the E100, they're like, what other big boy should I get now? And they're like, yep, the Jagdpanzer E100. It's got thick armor, it's got that big gun, it's got that big German sausage gun, so we're definitely going to try and get it, they say. And they get it. And then they absolutely suck at it. There's a reason why these tanks are like super duper popular among newer players. Some people even decide to go for this as their first tech tree because they see the Ferdinand and the Jagdpanther in the tech tree and they're like, yep, I'm a World War II historian, guys. I've read a Wikipedia article, therefore I'm going to be, trying these tanks out. That's it. Wunderwaffe. And then they get this tank and they absolutely suck because they rush into battle and they go to the medium flank and then they get circled around by a medium or light tank. This happens every goddamn time. Of course, we also have those players who love to go for medium tanks. And in my opinion, the most common medium tanks, again, are going to be the Leopard or T-62A. I don't understand why these tanks are more common. I don't know why people don't necessarily like to play the Americans or the European tech trees first. People tend to go for the Soviets or the Germans most of the time. Maybe it's because they're just more prevalent. I don't know. But players go and get the Leopard or a T-62A. They barely know where to play and how to play positions. And then they get HE'd into their side if they're running around in their Leopard. And then they're like, why is my modern MBT not stopping these projectiles? I wonder. You don't have any armor. You have you don't have any in-game knowledge on how to play these tanks. But you got them because they're a cool-looking main battle tank. Cool story, man. So yeah, I think I try to explain the thought process of a lot of these players, and if this is you, please don't take me seriously, because I'm just joking around. Tell me in the comment section if you guys agree with me or not, and with that, happy is out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.